Welcome to the deep dive. We've got some great material today, focusing on Seth Godin's Purple Cow.
A classic.
Right. And this is really our shortcut to the heart of it. How do you make your product or maybe your idea actually stand out? The world's just so noisy.
Completely saturated. It's a huge challenge.
Exactly. And if you're listening, you probably want insights you can, use. That's what we're aiming for. How do we understand what makes something remarkable?
And why it's so crucial now.
Yeah. So let's just jump right in. Big question. Everyone's yelling for attention. How do you make sure your thing gets heard?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And Purple Cow, it argues pretty forcefully that the old marketing rules are, well, broken.
How so? What were the old rules?
Yeah, for ages, it was kind of straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Make a decent product, price it okay, then just blast out ads everywhere. Good marketing almost guaranteed you do well.
Right. Seemed to work for a long time.
It did. But Godin puts it bluntly, he says, unfortunately for marketers, this is no longer the case. Even the best of products are now lost in a sea of competing advertisements. And the kicker is, to thrive, your product needs to be remarkable.
Remarkable. Okay. And that feels true, doesn't it? Just thinking about my own day, the sheer number of ads I just completely ignore. It's staggering.
Yeah, we've all developed this ad blindness. The book talks about how we've gotten so good at tuning it out precisely because it used to work so well, and now there's just too much.
It's just background noise.
Exactly. And think about Facebook Poke. Remember that?
Vaguely, yeah. Snapchat clone, wasn't it?
Right. Backed by Facebook, huge resources. Some people even said it had better features, technically. But where is it now?
Gone. Vanished.
Goof. And the point the source makes is the product might have been fine, maybe even good, but it just didn't cut through. It wasn't remarkable enough to grab attention in that crazy social media space.
So a good product isn't enough anymore. Not on its own.
Not even close. The sheer volume of ads has basically trained us to ignore almost everything. You need something more.
Okay, so if blanketing the world with ads doesn't work, what does? How do you actually reach the people who might genuinely care?
Well, this is where understanding your market becomes key. Godin breaks it down into roughly three groups.
Mm-hmm.
The innovators and early adopters.
The eager ones?
Yeah, the ones always looking for the next new thing. Then you've got the majority, the big middle group.
Most people.
And then the laggards, the ones who adopt things late. The crucial insight is who to talk to.
And traditional marketing usually goes for
The big middle, the majority.
Yeah.
But Godin argues that's pretty ineffective now.
Why?
Because they're not actively looking. As the book says, with conventional advertising, you're trying to convince a marginally interested audience. Makes sense, right?
Yeah, they're busy. They're not necessarily seeking out your new widget.
Exactly. But then he contrasts that with the early crowd. But the early crowd isn't just marginally interested. They are, in fact, more interested in finding new products than anyone else.
Okay, so they're already leaning in.
Totally. And this is the key part. This means that you don't have to use advertising to draw them in, as they will come looking for you.
Wow, okay, that flips things around completely. Stop shouting at everyone and instead make something so interesting that the interested people find you.
Precisely. It brings word of mouth back to the center stage, which, has always been powerful, but maybe we forgot about it for a while.
So you create something amazing, the innovators find it, they get excited.
And they talk. They tell their friends, they post about it, they share. They become your sort of unpaid marketing force.
If the product itself sparks that excitement.
Yes. If it's remarkable, that's the engine. Their enthusiasm drives the initial traction.
Okay, remarkable. We keep coming back to that word. Let's unpack it. What does it actually take for something to be remarkable? It's got to be more than just 5% better, right?
Oh, definitely. Godin's very clear. Incremental improvements don't cut it. That's not remarkable. It needs to be a significant leap, something that offers unique value you can't easily get elsewhere.
That's where the purple cow image comes in, I guess.
Exactly. You're driving past a field, hundreds of brown cows.
Yeah.
You don't even notice them after a while. But if one was purple...
You'd slam on the brakes, you'd tell people about it?
Right. It's instantly noticeable. It's inherently interesting. It's remarkable.
And the book uses the iPad as a great example of this.
Yeah, it does. Because think about it. It wasn't just a slightly better laptop or a bigger phone. It created this whole new space in between.
The tablet category, basically.
Right. Combining features, that intuitive touch interface, always on internet in a way that just worked. It offered a convenience and ease of use that was genuinely new at the time.
The source notes, the iPad was successful not because it was just good, but because it offered intuitive features found nowhere else at the time. It wasn't just different, it was valuably different.
Inaccessible. That's key too. It wasn't some super complex tech gadget only geeks could use. It felt intuitive. It solved problems people maybe didn't even know they had in a really simple way.
That blend of novelty and usability, that's the Purple Cow sweet spot.
I think so, yeah. Distinct value, easy to grasp.
Okay, so let's say you've done it. You've wrestled an idea into existence, and it feels, well, purple. The innovators are noticing, word is starting to get out. What next? How do you amplify that? Make it even purpler?
Good question. Because having the cow isn't the end game. The book suggests several ways to sort of boost its visibility. One is fascinating. Be worthy of memory, or even parody.
Parody.
Yeah.
Easy.
Think about ads or campaigns that are so distinct, so maybe even weird, that people imitate them or make fun of them.
Yeah.
Like those old ShamWow commercials.
Oh, yeah. Vince Offer, you'll be saying, wow, every
Right.
time. Totally memorable. Maybe a bit annoying, but memorable.
Exactly. It's stuck. So the practical thought for listeners is, how can your message be inherently sticky? Does it have a unique hook? Can humor play a role? Is the delivery itself remarkable?
Something that lodges itself in people's brains. Okay, what else?
Develop a great slogan. Sounds simple, maybe, but those short, punchy phrases are incredibly powerful.
Like Nike's Just Do It, or McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Or Walmart's save money, live better. Adidas's impossible is nothing. They capture an essence quickly. So for you listening, what's the absolute core idea? Can you boil it down to something unforgettable?
A verbal shortcut to your brand. Makes sense.
Another one. Don't forget your existing fans. Sell as much as possible to them
Why focus there specifically?
because they've already raised their hands. They like what you do. They've essentially given you permission to talk to them directly, offering them exclusives, early access, special deals. It builds loyalty.
And loyal customers talk, right. Back to word of mouth.
Absolutely. They become your strongest ambassadors. So nurture those existing relationships. Don't just chase new customers all the time.
That's a really practical point. Okay, what else we got?
Making your product collectible. This one's interesting. Think limited editions, different variations, special versions.
Things people want to collect a full set of.
Yeah, or items that just feel special because they're scarce. It taps into that collector mindset, creates buzz, maybe a sense of urgency. It encourages repeat engagement.
Get people invested beyond just the basic function. And the last one.
Find the hobbyists.
Hobbyists. Why them?
Because hobbyists are passionate. They're often the innovators and early adopters within their specific niche. If your product relates to, say, knitting or model trains or craft beer,
The people deep into that hobby are going to notice relevant stuff.
they're looking for relevant stuff. They're highly engaged. Connect with those passionate communities authentically, and they can become powerful allies.
So these are all ways to amplify, but the core product still has to be remarkable first, right?
Absolutely crucial point. You can't just, slap a great slogan on a boring product and expect magic. These tactics help a purple cow get seen. They don't create the purple cow.
Right. Now, doing something truly different, aiming for remarkable, that can feel risky, can't it? You're deliberately not trying to be vanilla, not trying to please everyone.
It definitely can feel that way. There's a fear of niching down, of maybe alienating some people, getting criticized.
Yeah, what if only a few people like it? Or what if people think it's weird?
Totally valid concerns. But the book offers a strong counterargument. It suggests that criticism can actually be a sign you're onto something interesting, something that challenges the status quo.
Like the initial reactions to the iPad again, people saying, it's just a big iPod Touch, or who needs that?
Exactly. Successful, remarkable things often face initial skepticism. But the book emphasizes that wider acceptance comes through positive word of mouth, after the early adopters who have actually tried your product convince the indifferent or the critical of its worth.
So the initial niche audience validates it for the broader market later on.
That's the idea. Their positive experiences overcome the initial doubts.
And Godin flips the script on risk, too. He argues the real danger isn't standing out, it's
Being unremarkable. Blending in. That's the death knell today.
He uses that restaurant analogy, right? The place with okay food, okay service, totally forgettable.
Yeah. It survives for a while, maybe. But then someone opens up nearby with a really unique concept, amazing food, something different, and the okay place just fades away.
Because okay isn't enough to keep people coming back when there's something exciting available.
Precisely. So the gut check question the book poses is, will we succeed if we do nothing but blend in?
Oof. Probably not in most cases.
Likely not. So for listeners who maybe aren't the final decision maker who need to convince a boss or a team,
How do they make the case for being remarkable?
the suggestion is to frame it in terms of risk. Highlight the danger of being ignored, of becoming irrelevant. Contrast that with the potential upside, the rewards, of actually daring to be different, of creating something people talk about.
Focus on the risk of inaction, of being boring.
Exactly. Because in today's market, being invisible is arguably the biggest risk of all.
Okay, let's fast forward. You did it. You launched your Purple Cow. It's working. Innovators love it. Word is spreading. Maybe even the majority is starting to catch on. You made it right. Kick back. Relax.
Huh. If only. According to Godin, that's precisely when the next phase of work begins. Absolutely no coasting allowed.
Okay, so what needs to happen once you've got a hit on your hands?
3 crucial things, really. First, focus on growing the company. Use the momentum and, frankly, the profits from that Purple Cow to build your brand, maybe expand your product line, strengthen your infrastructure.
Leverage the success. Makes sense. Turn that one hit into a foundation.
Exactly. Second step, you got to milk the cow.
Milk it, meaning.
Maximize its success while it's still remarkable. Refine your marketing, optimize sales, make production super efficient. Basically, extract as much value and profit from it as you reasonably can.
Okay, capitalize on the current success. And the third step, this feels important.
It's critical. Start working on creating your next Purple Cow.
Already. Well, the first one is still going strong.
Yes. Because even the most remarkable things eventually become less remarkable. The market catches up, competitors imitate, customer tastes change. That Purple Cow won't stay purple forever.
So continuous innovation is baked into the model.
It has to be. Complacency is deadly. The book stresses that the next innovation can't just be a minor tweak either. It needs to be another significant leap.
A bigger, better, purpler cow.
You got it. Think about companies that had a revolutionary product years ago but then just stopped innovating. Where are they now?
Often footnotes in business history books.
Right. Sustaining success isn't about having one great idea. It's about building a culture, an engine, that keeps producing remarkable things.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot to digest, but incredibly useful. Let's try and pull out the core threads for everyone listening. What are the absolute key takeaways?
I think number one is just that core mantra. Don't blend in. Dare to be remarkable. In pretty much everything you do, ask yourself, is this remarkable?
Right. Fight the urge to play it safe and be invisible. Takeaway 2.
Focus your energy on the innovators and early adopters first. Forget trying to convince the indifferent masses right away. Excite the people who are already looking for excitement.
Let them carry the message initially. Okay. 3.
Small improvements aren't enough. Being a little bit better isn't remarkable. Aim for unique, valuable offerings that really stand out. A real leap.
Go for the purple, not just a slightly darker shade of brown.
Got it. And finally,
Success is a cycle. Use your first remarkable product's success to grow and stabilize, yes, but immediately start working on the next one. Never stop innovating.
it's an ongoing process, not a finish line. Okay, so for everyone listening, maybe the immediate question to ponder is, what's one thing, even a small thing, you could do today or this week to make whatever you're working on a little more purple?
Yeah, what's one small risk you could take to stand out, even just a tiny bit?
It's a great starting point, definitely.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, Purple Cow isn't just theory. It's a practical call to action. It's about realizing that in this crazy, attention-starved world, being forgettable just isn't an option if you want to make an impact.
Understand the game has changed, talk to the right people, keep innovating.
That's the essence of it. Move beyond just good enough and actively strive for remarkable.
So maybe the final thought to leave everyone with is this. Now that you've heard about the power, the necessity of being remarkable, what's the Purple Cow you're ready to create and unleash on the world?
A powerful question indeed.
Thank you so much for diving deep with us today. Really chew on these ideas, see how they fit your world, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.